Hi everyone, welcome to the Scottish Cowboys Darts channel. As you can see from the screen, we're doing another K-Flex Versus video. And this is number 3 in the series, and these are up against the Shot Flight Deck. Now, I got these from Dart Shopper UK, .co.uk, just go onto their website and you'll find them. They are £14.34, including the VAT. They're £11.95 excluding VAT. We're going to do the usual. We're going to get them over the table. We're going to have a look at the packaging. We're going to rate the quality of the manufacturing. We're going to have a look at the range. Then I will go away, throw them for a few days, just over a week. Come back, we'll meet here. I'll do a recap and give you the ratings. Let's have a look at the box for the new Shot Flight Deck all-in-one flight and shaft system. So on the front of the box it's telling you these are the standard size flights. It's also telling you it's in between shaft size 25.2mm. You've got a nice clear window showing you inside, telling you it's flight deck, shot, one piece flight and shaft system. Got a shot and flight deck on the top. Telling you here they're carbon reinforced, double polymer and perfectly balanced reinforced flight edges. Shot flight deck on the other side. So on the back you've just got a little bit of information telling you about how it's made. You can just pause that and have a read yourself. So we're going to take this out and have a little look at it. So you open it from the bottom. And out it comes. Now I've recently done, I've done the K-Flex, I've done the Force 90s from Mission. I done the Q-Sole last week or a couple of weeks ago, can't remember when I done it now. And the Q-Sole and the K-Flex got 5 out of 5 for packaging. So the Shot Flight Deck is up against it. And first impressions, the packaging's kind of letting it down. Now, these are £11.95 for one set, and that's excluding the VAT from Dart Shopper. With the VAT, it's £14.34, so they're one of the most expensive on the market. And I'm going to say the packaging's probably not as good as the K-Flex, and certainly not as good as the Q-Sole, because the Q-Sole's been the best so far. I just think that's very cheap looking. It does its job, it holds them in place, that's what you're wanting, but it just makes the product look quite cheap, as far as I'm concerned. Getting them out is a bit of a struggle as well, but that's what your packaging's in. Quite flimsy to be fair, but it does its job. So I'm going to give the packaging a 3. I think there's better packaging out there. Now we're going to judge this on the quality of each flight. Now straight off the bat, as you can see, you've got the reinforced edges at the top and at the bottom, all the way around. There is no marks on it whatsoever. You've got a nice little Shot logo here, and then you've got the thread. Now with that being black and that being white, that makes it look like two pieces, but it's meant to be one piece. I'm just trying to see if I can get it to come apart, but no. The thread, can't fault the thread, perfect. And to me that is made perfectly. There is nothing wrong with that. Do the second one, the same. Can't see any blemishes whatsoever on that. Nothing wrong with that one. And we get the final one. And that's just the same. Not a mark on it. No flaws. No mould marks. You've got the mould marks coming up the sides, but that's just where it splits. That is nothing. And if you try and feel it, you don't get anything. A tiny little ridge there. but that's going to be in everyone. So I'm going to give that, the quality, 5 out of 5. So we'll stick them there. That's a 5 out of 5 for the quality. Now the range for the short flight deck is quite good. There's not much that you can't get in the short flight deck. So the range for the short flight deck is getting a 5 out of 5 as well. So what I'm going to be doing with these is, I'm going to be throwing them for a full week. I'm not going to use any other flight and stem system. I'm going to use this, whether I got on with them or not. It's just the way it's going to have to be, because that's the only way I can test it. And I'm going to test it in the same darts I tested the other 3 systems, and that is in my RVB Echo 95s. I'm going to be using the same points, the same barrels. And one thing about the RVB Echo, you've got that knurl at the front, which is quite rough, and you've also got the heavy grooves. So when that's coming past that, that might cause some damage. But that's how they look built up, and they actually do look quite nice. So, to measure them, I'm hoping this is not a number 6, I'm hoping it's a number 2. And it is. It's a number 235.4. That's what I need. Need it to be a big flight. Helps me. So I'm going to go away now. Throw these for about a week. Well, it'll be exactly a week. This is a Friday night. I'll come back next Friday. Once I've used them for all my matches during the week and at the weekend. I'll do a close-up in the video to see if there's any damage in it. Then we'll do our final ratings. Here we are, back to give an update on the short flight deck all-in-one system. Now, I've been using these for over a week. This has been about 11 days, 12 days actually, since I started the review, simply because I got a hand injury, so I couldn't play for a few days. So it wouldn't be fair just to try these out after 2 or 3 days. So what we'll do is we'll have a look and see how they are. Now we'll take the first dart, and we've got no marks on these edges, no marks on that one, nothing on here, and nothing on this one. So that one's actually looking really good. If you look at it from this angle, you can see there is one slight little nick here down the bottom, nothing on the other ones. Up at the top, yes, the tops took a bit of a battering. That's just with the point and the barrel hitting that, but it's still actually in really good condition. The edges are all okay. So let's look at the second dart. We'll start with the edges as well. Now there's a couple of little nicks out the top of this one, but that's nothing to really worry about. I wouldn't be bothered with that. There's some nicks in the middle bit. The edges, that's a nick from the top, but the edges here are all good. Good here. All good. Looking from the bottom. There you go. That one is all good. So far, so good. So we'll start at the bottom of this one. All good, all good, all good. Look at the edges. They practically look like new. A little nick out of that one there, but that's nothing to worry about. Top, same as that one, got slight little nicks there, but that's going to happen. So I'm going to say right now, durability on these is very good. I'm going to give that, I can't give it a 5 simply because it's, for a 5 it's got to be as good as this, which has got nothing on it, but it's getting a 4. In fact, I'm going to give this a 4.5. This is the closest yet to the K-Flex. I would highly recommend this. There's only one thing that I'm going to point out that I don't like about this. And I'm going to show you right now. When you're taking it out, that little bit comes out. I don't know if that's going to end up pulling out. As you can see, now that happens with every one of them when you're taking them out. It just spins and spins. You've got to try and grab the black bit with your fingers to get it to come out. As you can see, you've got the gap there. So this is billed as an all-in-one flight system, but it isn't, simply because you've got that little bit there that is made separate and then inserted. As you can see, that pops out. You've got to pop it back in, and the same with that one. But my verdict on these simply is, if you're looking for durability, this is right up there with the K-Flex. It's just slightly behind, but I'd quite happily pay the money for these. I think they're good value for money. I think they're a nice flight. I know there's new colours just been launched. I think it's red and green, or red and blue it might be. But we'll give them marks when we do the recap. But as far as I'm concerned, they're up there at the top. They are giving a K-Flex a great run for their money. The only thing I didn't like about them was they slow the dart down a lot more than the K-Flex does. You're thrown a bit harder. But for a lot of people, that will be better. It's just finding the right one for you. Let's recap on the shop flight deck. As I said earlier, packaging, it got a 3. The packaging could be better. I think that's the biggest thing that lets us down, is the packaging. The quality of the manufacturing is a 5 out of 5, equal with the K-Flex. The range is a 5 out of 5, that's where it beats the K-Flex. But as you've seen within a close-up, it just comes a tiny bit short on durability. Couple of little marks, and that is all it is. But the way that the thread comes away from the stem in flight, I just don't like that. I just don't think that needed to be there. It should have been an all-in-one system. So it gets a 4.5 out of 5. So this is the closest so far to the K-Flex. This is a cracking set of flights and stems. They don't suit my throw, but I wasn't judging these on my throw. They go a bit slower through the air, so you've got to throw them harder. The K-Flex seems to go through the air a lot easier, so you don't need to throw them as hard. But that may suit a lot. If you're a thrower, you throw a lot of power, you might prefer the shop flight deck to the K-Flex, and that's what it's about, finding what one's right for you. So, thank you very much for watching the review. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and leave a comment. If you take the time to leave a comment, I'll take the time to answer it. Most importantly, keep enjoying your darts, and I'll catch you in the next review.